If four things are followed, having a great aim, acquiring knowledge, hard work, and perseverance, then anything can be achieved. APJ Abdul Kalam. My friends, great aim, knowledge, hard work, perseverance. Each of those we only ask 10 to 15 minutes each and every day, and you can carry them all out. Let's jump into these charts. We see the stocks that we track, the two stock indexes, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100. They are down for the day, along with 20-year U.S. government bonds. Gold and Bitcoin are up. Let's jump first, as we always do, into the S&P 500. If we look down here at the bottom of our chart at the half day, you can see where they have been tracking down for the last 2 days. And we have the half day candle sitting right there on the weekly trend line. And of course, our Monday, Tuesday, 2-day, we don't have average volume here. We did have above average volume on the half day chart in the afternoon, but on the 2-day, it is now complete. Monday, Tuesday, we have below average volume, and of course we have a doji, which means extreme indecision, sitting just above that weekly trend line. So we are waiting to see if the half day is going to cross going down and what's going to happen there on the 2-day, or will we have a bounce off and things will go back up again? Can't tell you right now. Don't have a lot of volume with the second day as we look at where things are on the weekly. So we will keep an eye on things and see how this week continues to track. But we do see a pullback on the S&P. We see a pullback also on the NASDAQ 100. We had a doji in the morning on Monday. We had a doji in the morning on Tuesday, and those afternoons were both followed by down moves. So again, a pretty decent tracking down so far. Now, that's on the half-day chart. We can see the volume average in the morning, above average in the afternoon. As we look at what's going on the 2-day chart, we can see, again, we don't have a doji here like on the S&P 500. We do have average volume. We have a green candle, but not reaching the high of before. We look at the high last week on the weekly chart, 526.72. This week, 526.35, so not as high as last week. There was average volume there. We'll keep an eye on things. Don't have a lot of volume again so far this week on that 2-day chart. So we will keep a close eye and see how these charts continue to move and what we might see developing as this week moves along. But right now, 2 days in a row, some backtracking, not huge downs by any means, but some backtracking on the S&P and the NASDAQ 100 now. 20-year U.S. government bonds down for the day, 0.47%. Like stocks, 2 days of down movement. Down movement has been, well, this morning primarily in the morning and then pushing through, and then in the afternoon pushing through and down, only down 0.47%. But again, 2 days of down movement, pushing through that weekly trend line, red spinning top on the 2-day. Don't even have average volume there. And we'll keep an eye on things and see if the market's just backing up, digesting some gains, getting ready to move back up on both bonds and stocks, or if things are slowing down, getting ready to move over. Don't have anything showing that as of yet, but we will keep an open mind, as we always do. Now look at gold. Gold really jamming up, our biggest up for the day, up 1.30%. Gold on the 2-day chart had just been tracking along sort of sideways and a little down. Same thing on the weekly chart. Had a doji, then two sort of very small red down candles with some wicks on them. But this week now we have a green up candle. Not a big one, but it's the first green candle we've seen since the last one back in October. So again, gold trying to move up some. This has, again, been going on for 2 days, the Monday, Tuesday, so we will keep an eye. You can see where gold hit its most recent top before, around that 250.38 mark or so, and then moved over. That was back on the 22nd of November, then moved over going down. It's right up near there right now. Will that be a top? We'll keep an eye on things and just see. But again, gold up for the day 1.32%. Lastly, we will take a look at Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin, we can see where it shows 2 days of down movement. Today, penetrating the weekly trend line on the 2-day chart, sitting right there with a red spinning top just below it that's on the 2-day chart. On the half-day chart, it has penetrated. And of course, we look at the weekly, just sitting right there on it. Bitcoin technically was up for the day a little bit, 0.30%. But again, we do see some weakness here. Now, we've seen it before. We saw it back on the 26th. We saw it also, that was the 26th of November. We also saw a little red spinning top back on the 4th of November. And after those, the market jammed up. So we'll see how things continue to move as we jump into a new 2-day candle tomorrow and as this week progresses. That's where we are, my friends. We always love to hear from you. CW@chartingwealth.com. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.